What's up, everybody? Jean Fortin here with my brother Paul Fortin, and we're here to give you a nice little current market status of the commercial real estate world in Montreal. We're here to really talk about all the conversations we've had over the last 2 weeks with bankers, notaries, investors, tenants,
Lawyers,
inspectors, lawyers.
appraisals.
Basically, we've had a few conversations with a lot of experts, a lot of specialists in the field. And right away, just to go run through it as quick as we can, we'll start off by saying that all three notaries, inspectors, appraisers, they all still work, but from home, from a distance. So meaning that if you have an urgent file that you need closing on, a notary will still be able to provide it, will still be able to close and create a signing, but it will have to be done over FaceTime, Skype, however your notary can explain it to you.
Just to chime in, for all active file, you should be able to close on them. For all new files coming in, it's a case-by-case scenario. That's for notaries and banks.
Exactly. There's titles, there's things to look into. So it's really a case-by-case scenario. As far as inspectors and appraisers, we just did an inspection on a building right before this whole pandemic hit. And we were let known that everything will be done by FaceTime. Same thing for appraisals of buildings. And to me, that's not the biggest advantage to have, because you always want to have a perspective of the interior of the property, and doing that over pictures and doing that by Skype or whatever it is, you're not really able to really see all of the issues with the building. So that being said, it can still be done if it's urgent. You've got a great deal on the line. You can still do it. There are some inspectors, there are some appraisers that will look at your building and evaluate it. But again, banks aren't suggesting that route and are suggesting more to be patient through this whole process. As we're mentioning banks,
on the positive side of this, though, every savvy investor that knows this business inside out, you'll actually have an edge on this, because technically you know how much money is needed to inject into a property. You know the ROI you're looking for. This market can actually be used to your advantage, because a lot of people are going to be scared to invest right now, and a lot of people are actually waiting to see what's going to happen with the market. We don't know when it's going to, June, July, August, maybe next month. We don't know. So the ones that have a lot, that are cash heavy and have a lot of experience, will take advantage of this market right now.
Of course, and a key word that he just said is be educated over being scared. And that goes for everybody, whether you're experienced or not. Be educated versus being scared. Speak to the experts in the field, whether you need to talk to a lawyer, a notary, a banker, one of us in the commercial world. Just be educated, and that way you'll be able to know the process if you should be waiting or if you should be investing right away. That being said, now that we're moving on to how banks are evaluating properties, just on my side with a few bankers that I've spoken who represent the bigger banks of Canada, what I've been told is that right now, I know everybody wants the best rates, the best interest rates on the market, just like they were at the beginning of the year. But right now, they are going a bit on the rise, but will come back down once there is a bit more control on this pandemic that's going on. Banks are looking to reactivate, to be adjusted to this pandemic by mid-May to June, meaning that always remember, the softwares right now that are in place are not built to understand this virus that's going on. They're not built to understand the effect that it has on the market. So by human intelligence, this needs to be adapted, and they're having a multitude of meetings in order to fix those problems, in order to read properties better. And that's something that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks. We'll be getting much more information in terms of how loans are going to be given out. I don't know if, Paul, you have anything to say concerning your side?
It's just a tougher market. So the banks are strapped. They don't want to just give out money and take the whole risk. So that's why it's a case-by-case scenario. It almost has to be a slam dunk deal for them to give you out a loan on a new deal, or you have an extreme big portfolio in back of you. You're a very big client of the bank. Everything is on a case-by-case scenario. So it's very hard to justify or know where the market is going to be. So just that was my 2 cents on that.
Banks are much more involved into risk management now and containing their clients that they have currently.
Exactly.
So if you're right now, our best advice to you is try to leverage yourself. If you have buildings and you have equity, go and get refinanced on those buildings. Build as much cash as you can because that's what the banks want. And down the line, we don't know the deals that are coming out. So you can lock yourself in with a property right now and be locked in for the next 6 months, not knowing the delays that are going to be coming and all that. But the thing is that you don't know the type of deals that will be coming out because right now 50% of Canadians across Canada are over leveraged, and that's a fact. So that only tells you that once all this goes through, there will be many people that are going to be in selling mode because they're over leveraged right now. So that being
People
said,
with a big overhead.
exactly. You have to be extremely patient in this market. So and also on another note, just to run through that quickly, Airbnb has been fully shut down. So that means that if you're looking to invest into Airbnb properties, I would suggest to wait because hotels, Airbnbs, and retirement homes right now are being extremely hit badly. Banks are not looking at these files, and
Retail too.
them for a while. Sorry.
Retail as well is getting hit very badly.
Retail is getting hit. A lot of landlords are having issues with collecting payment. As far as April 1st, what was done, a lot of the colleagues we have, a lot of the investors that we know, the landlords that we have let us know that they are missing payments in mostly the shopping center world, the office space world. As far as multi-residential, 90% of our clients have received their payments. There's no issues on that end. Everybody's paying on time. Now, the question is how long will this last? We don't know. We'll keep you guys updated as this goes on. It's just that this is the information we have for now. It's positive in terms of the multi-residential world. It's a little bit more negative in terms of the shopping center retail world, since retail has gone up 200% on online shopping. So right there, that just shows where the future of the market will be going. That being said, another thing is that we are entering a brand new market. This has never happened in history. So we can't compare this to previous issues that we've had or previous crashes that we've had, because this is a totally different crash. So you just need to understand that is why patience is extremely important, is to really be able to read the market properly, and be able to know where on a month-to-month basis or every quarter to know where your market is actually going. So it's extremely important to be surrounded by experts, however you know them or get to know them. Just make sure that you keep those conversations going to know if your investments are a smart one to do right now. Anything else to add on, Paul?
Just to make sure you get in contact with all your professional for your with your lawyers. So always be in contact with your lawyers to know what your legal aspect of the business is. Can you go after your tenants? Can you not go after your tenant? Can you evict them? Can you not? So all of these things, follow closely with your lawyers because every day things changes.
Yeah, and to be prepared. That's why you want to talk to your lawyers, especially you landlords that have commercial tenants and all that. You want to be prepared. If you're not able to get payments, don't just think about this month. You got to think of the month after that, and June and July. And if there's a second wave that comes around, you have to be prepared for all of these things.
With the courthouse being closed, it can be a sticky situation. So make sure you're on top of your things.
Exactly. And also out there's a lot of banks, BDC, CIBC, Desjardins, that come to the top of my mind that are offering credits and delayed payments and help for you guys to be able to sustain and be able to stay in this current market, even though you're hurt.
Get in contact with them.
Exactly. Besides that, as far as multi-residential and where it's going, look, we've had a record low vacancy this year, even last year at 1.5%. So just understand that it's going to remain around that. We have people that are tenants that are actually still looking for apartments right now for July 1st because there's so little amounts of them available right now. So that being said, that's why we understand that the multi-residential market is going in a good direction. Yes, it might take a little dip, but we are in a very conservative place, which is Quebec. I find the most conservative across Canada. So that being said, we're not going towards a bubble where it's going to blow up and prices are going to crash, especially not in the multiplex world. So be cash heavy, be ready for those deals because there's going to be great deals coming up ahead.
People need a roof over their head. Constantly, people need to eat. People need a roof over their head. As sad as it is to say, Some people are going to default on their mortgages. They won't be able to sustain them. They're going to have to leave their homes. Where they're going to go? Into a rental property. So, you know, as
Exactly.
bad as there is, there's some good out of it too. So,
Exactly. And at the same time, you want to protect all your assets. We said it many times in this video. You want to be cash ready because again, this could last, let's say, up to 5 months. And if this lasts 5 months, are you going to be ready for that? So we believe that it's a smarter move to be ready for anything that comes than to kind of panic whenever scenarios happen. So that's really the advice that we have. Construction is down right now, so across Quebec, and it might be down till May, till June. We don't know till when. So that being said, there's no point of really jumping on properties that have juice right now because you won't even be able to renovate. We'll only suggest this: if you know what you're doing, and you see a home run, you see a great deal, obviously jump on it. But if you're working with the regular market caps and all that, and the regular cash on cash that you have, then at that point, yes, the suggestion is sit on your property as long as you can, speak with your brokers, and just get as informed as you can. Anything else that you want to add, Paul, before we let this go?
I think you pretty much wrapped it up pretty well. Just don't be sorry for the expression, but don't be stupid with your money in these times. Be very smart. Know where invested. Be well surrounded. Always make sure that you're provided with value from the people, from the professional that surrounds you. And if you don't feel this way, my personal opinion would probably be to change professionals. You know, it's a very not a scary time because there's going to be big opportunities, but it's a time to keep your eyes open and not just jump on anything.
Yeah, I fully agree. And that being said, just ask us all the questions that you have in the comments below. If you have anything that you want to talk about, our lines are always open. We're here to help. We're gonna, like we said, we're gonna keep updating you guys with the current market and what's going on. But any questions you guys have, let us know. We'll answer them as knowledgeable as we can. And yeah.
We're just trying to provide value. So if ever anyone has value to provide for anybody else that's watching this video, we're all in this together. It can only benefit all of us. So let's teach each other. Let's help each other. Let's all be one. And we're going to come out of it better than before. Ça va bien aller.
Exactement. So stay safe, stay home. And we'll be enjoying these next few conversations that we'll be having together. So let us know if you have questions. We'll be talking to you guys soon.
Stay safe.
Take care.